What's going on, go-getters? Dillindigo here, and I'm happy to bring you episode 9? 9 of our Pokemon Blue randomized Indylocke. Our very special Nuzlocke made just for us with our own special rules that will ruin us down the line. So if you're excited to be back with me in Vermilion, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Let's go over a little team recap, because again, it's been a little while. We've got our boy, our fanciest Yancey in all the land. Sea. The land and sea. Ah, that was so easy. I could have made that. With a defense of 60, special of 59, with water gun, withdraw, and horn attack. Not a lot of moves, but he doesn't need them. Next we have our starter that we all voted for. Well, you voted for. Gina, the Dragonair. Our starter, the Dragon-type, with Wrap, Leer, Thunder Wave, and Agility. Next we have our Gengar, which we bought for a measly 500 Pokédollars. Level 22, the Ghost Poison type, with Nightshade, Confuse, and Lick. Next we have our Master, our Sensei. Our Master caught in a Master Ball. Our Abra evolved into a Kadabra named Master, level 22, with Confusion, Nightshade, Teleport, and Disable. And finally, we have our Venusaur Nona. Our Nona, our Grass Poison type Venusaur with Vine Whip, Leech Seed, Tackle, and a Poison Powder. Now you'll see that on the, I guess over there, our Scyther is mysteriously not in our party, and that's because last episode we left him with the Daycare Man. Hopefully he'll get a couple levels and some moves and stuff. But we got an empty slot on our team that we need to fill. So let's head over here and see if we can't get an encounter. I think we can. We can get a few. We can get one on this route here, and then one in Diglett's Cave. So you'll see around, for anyone who's new, that we have only 15 Pokemon that we are allowed to catch because of the rules in this new Nuzlocke that I made up. Only one Pokemon for each type. So if I come across something of a type that we already have, too bad. No more grass types for me because of that Venusaur, and likewise. And if we do catch something that we don't have, that's it. Nothing else of that type will be allowed. So let's see if we can get in Diglett's Cave here. Maybe a Diglett for our ground type. Our ground type's empty. And we have a Sea King. Now, this is tricky, because Sea King is kind of good. Sea King's not bad to have as a water type, and we already have our water type Yancey out here. So, I could catch the Sea King as our water type, but I'm leaning on the side of not, because there are a few water types out there that are a little better than Sea King. Sorry, buddy, but you'll be good experience for our Yancey here. But yeah, you'll notice that we already have a water type on the field here. So why would we even go for Sea King? Well, that's because our Yancey is filling the rock requirement. So we can't catch any more rock types, but we can catch a water type because we don't have anything dedicated to that slot. So no encounter in Diglett's Cave, but we still have a route over here to take a look at. And we'll see if we can get anything in here. I'm going to close my eyes and guess the cry. Let's see. Whoa. Is that like Electabuzz or something? Kadabra! Wow, what are the odds? I guess they're not all that high. Yeah, so we already have a Kadabra, although I guess that means we can re-encounter, because we already have a Kadabra. So that's a what's called a Dupes clause, or a species clause, where if you run into a Pokemon that you already have, or you run into a Pokemon that fits into the evolutionary family of a Pokemon you already have, you can encounter again. So let's see. We already have Kadabra. That's a Zubat. That's a Golbat. Alright. Here's the thing about Golbat. It's pretty good in this game. And I'm tempted to catch it and use it as my poison type? Is that something I want to do? Let's see if it lives this horn attack. But if it, oh, okay. Yancy, you need to relax a little bit. So. Oh, looks like everything froze there for a second, but we are alright from the looks of it, hopefully. You know what? I'm thinking I do want to catch this, this Golbat here. So we're gonna toss a Pokeball and see what happens. And we'll use it in our poison slot, because there are a few legendary flying types that I still have the the opportunity to catch, hopefully. And this Golbat is being super uncooperative. Look at that tongue. It's so nasty. This is one of those sprites that you just don't want to see. In the old games, I'm glad they changed it a little bit. Come on, Golbat. There we go. Alright, a new encounter. Our Golbat for the poison slot. There he goes. Zoom, right into that thing. So Golbat, the bat Pokemon. Once it strikes, it will not stop draining energy from the victim, even if it gets too heavy to fly. What does it do? Just roll away then? Alright, let's name our Golbat here. It's been so long since I've nicknamed something. I normally name my Golbats and Crobats Zinnia because it really helped me in that Delta episode in Oras. So let me see here. I'm going to pick a random letter. P. Let's name you Perkins. Perkins the Golbat. Let's take a look at Perkins here. A 2 HP. Man, what a trooper. The poison flying Golbat Perkins. Leech Life, Screech, Bite, and Supersonic. Not bad. It's not terrible. We needed a new encounter. But I think we're going to go ahead and put Perkins away for a second here, as we can squeeze by that trainer. So we got that out of the way. There's something that has been on my mind for a little while, and that is that today, as of my recording this, we just got a huge amount of information about the future Pokemon games Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Whoa. First of all, do yourself a favor and watch that trailer, because there is a lot that's in it. And as of this recording, I mean, I've uploaded my live reaction to it. I didn't want to put any audio to it from the trailer because I didn't want to be copyright struck on my first reaction video. But there's a lot there, and I kind of want to use this episode to talk about it. Do I want to put Perkins away? I think I do. There goes my face cam again. My laptop is just super, it's like a brick, this thing. So hopefully nothing breaks. No files are broken. So we're going to put Perkins away. I'll be back for you later, buddy. But yeah, he'll always be our poison type throughout this game. If he dies, then he will still be our poison type, and there's nothing we can do. So I'm just going to put him in the PC for now. And why don't we dive into this boat here. We've got an SS ticket that we got to use. And I think it's time. Although, yep, here we go. The shortest although ever. Indy flashed the SS ticket. In we go. Alright. Oh my gosh. Oh, this music. Hold on. This music is too good. I'm talking to you, sir. The passengers are restless. You might be challenged by them. Alright. But yeah, we just got this huge trailer for Sun and Moon, or Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, excuse me. And there's just so much there. So, first thing you notice, of course, is that Solgaleo and Lunala are, I guess, and like they're fused with Necrozma, which is crazy. Like, I think the craziest thing about that is that people kind of predicted that. They kind of just, they saw Necrozma's design, and they were like, yeah, his feet kind of look like Lunala's hands, like the little claws, and then Necrozma's like the big meaty claws. They look a lot like Solgalio's front paws, so everyone was speculating that maybe they all combine into one Ultra Pokemon, no pun intended. But it was kind of just like one of those theories that pops up every now and then that you kind of just push to the side of your brain. Like, yeah, it could happen in the realm of everything is possible. But it didn't seem likely, and now here we are. We've got Solgaleo and Lunala fused with Necrozma, and that is just wild. But then also, there's the question of whether this game... Yeah, hold on, let me focus here for a second. Venusaur map. There's the question of whether this game is like a true sequel, like this is just a time, like a different time from Sun and Moon, or if like something happens and this is like a version that takes place in Ultra Space, because it's called Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. But there's really no knowing, right? Like there's it's just speculation at this point. And I think I'm in the minority of the Pokemon fan base that's very excited for this, because everyone was so, I guess they all had their hopes up that it was going to be like Pokemon Stars for the Switch, or the Diamond and Pearl remake that everyone knows is going to happen. And so that, they got their hopes up, and I won't say that I didn't have my expectations of it too. Like, of course, that's the next logical step, is the Diamond and Pearl remake. But I think it's still a little early for that, and we know that it's going to be there. Like, it's not going anywhere, and the Pokemon Company isn't going anywhere. So that that remake is bound to happen, and there's like a pattern of that happening with a remake. So I'm not like in a rush to get a Diamond and Pearl remake. And as for like the Pokemon Stars on the Switch, like I think everybody just really grabbed onto that idea, like, oh, there's got to be a Pokemon game for the Switch, because the Switch is the first console you can carry around with you, and that's like the new handheld. And I definitely entertained the idea. Like, I think it is possible for a Pokemon game to be on the Switch. I still think it's a little early for that. And I'm honestly, I am in the camp that says that this is the best move for Nintendo and Game Freak to make right now, because there's still so much left unexplored with Pokemon Sun and Moon, that it'd be like X and Y all over again, where they just introduced all this new stuff and threw it at your face and then just completely abandoned it to move on to something else. And I guess Stars would have been the sequel to Sun and Moon, like Platinum is to Diamond and Pearl. But I honestly think that like we don't need a game or a Pokemon game on the Switch because it's on the 3DS already. And I think Pokemon games have always, like, I don't know how to really describe it, but they've always just, they've held strong to this, they're not the company to break routine, I guess, unless it's, like, the next logical step. And I don't think the Switch is ready necessarily for a Pokemon game. I think it's very early in its lifetime. And I said this in the live reaction that I don't think a true blood Pokemon game is going to be introduced to the Switch for a while because it's just so young. But I definitely feel like there's potential for it. And I also mentioned that the Switch and the 3DS have compatibility, as we've seen from, I think, a new Monster Hunter game, and I don't follow the series. But there's a new Monster Hunter game, apparently, that you can play on the 3DS and the Switch, and they work in tandem. And so I don't think it's impossible for that kind of thing to happen here. And I'm very, I'm optimistic, and I think the reason I really enjoyed this trailer, and it sucks to just even talk about that, like, people didn't like it, or their expectations were ruined or something. But that's the thing, like, you had expectations going in, which you really shouldn't have. And you kind of were setting yourself up to fail, because if it didn't meet this one standard, either, the way I see it is that either you had this expectation and either it's wrong and you're disappointed, or you're right and there's no real excitement there because you predicted it. Like, it's already like, oh, well then what's the surprise, you know? Like, there's no real, like, I guess, I don't know. There's really no, like, life to it. I guess that's the best way I can put it. But having no expectations about it going in is honestly the best way, in my opinion, to go. Because I love the trailer and I'm super excited for all of it. And I guess it helps that I don't have a Switch. I guess I'm a little biased in that regard. But I think it's... the Pokemon Company and Game Freak, they have rarely done wrong, by me at least, because I've always just loved their games. And like, as you can tell, I'm here playing Pokemon right now. But whether it's on the Switch or 3DS or another handheld that's supposedly going to come out, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that it's still on the 3DS. Because then what else are you going to use the 3DS for? Honestly. Like, what games out there are more handheld heavy than Pokemon? Like, there's really nothing else for the 3DS but Pokemon. And they have proven that they're not ready to abandon the system yet. Because I don't think there's really I don't think the Switch can compete with the 3DS. I guess on the handheld spectrum. Only because it's proven to be a lot more console or indoor console than handheld. It's like a console with handheld capabilities. It's not really a handheld console hybrid yet. And I think it's going to get there. Or something in the future will get there. But as of yet, there's really nothing to really replace the 3DS. So they're going to try to milk it for as much as they can. And I guess that's my thought on that. Back to the information that was released in the trailer. There's just... So, there is one scene at the very end of the trailer when the trainer is using the Z crystal, the Z ring, and it is very high definition, even for like a 3DS. Like, a lot of the scenes, like the Lycanroc jumping up and the Togedemaru being all angry, I think a lot of it is like, you can tell it's a 3DS. But that one scene where he grabs the Z-ring, whether it's like a pre-rendered cutscene or something, maybe, but I think it's like suspiciously high quality. So we'll see how it goes. And I need to pay attention to Gina here because she's running out of raps. So I guess the question of the day is, what are your thoughts on the newest Pokemon information? Because I had my live reaction, and you kind of see how I reacted to the news as it came to me. And I wasn't disappointed that Pokken was going to be on the Switch. I think it's where it belongs. It needed a little push. First of all, let me see what this TM was. This is Fire Punch. Who wants to learn Fire Punch? No one. Okay. Thank you. But yeah, I think that was the right thing to do for the Switch, because it is really new. And there is nothing as of yet. There's no real new, I guess, game for the Switch yet. It'll come, I'm sure, but there's really nothing like strictly Switch. So like Breath of the Wild was Switch and Wii U to test the waters to see who would want to get a Switch. Let's see. Really, there's only one item? Okay. Oh well. But I mean, like, I haven't even touched a Switch yet, so I wouldn't know. But I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't abandon the Switch just yet, or the I'm sorry, the 3DS just yet. Our captain's a master swordsman. He even teaches Cut to Pokemon. Oh, okay. Do I have anyone that would know Cut? I guess Venusaur. But that's about it. Maybe Gina? Oh, Gina needs a new move so badly. I put all the TMs, or I sold a lot of the TMs because they weren't very good, like Barrage and Reflect and stuff. Oh. But yeah, I still have Dig and Fire Punch. And I think, oh, Thrash. I have Thrash in the PC. I cleaned up my bag a little bit. But let's see, we have 7 left. Yeah, we're good. We're gonna just wrap this guy away. So basically, back to the trailer. Like, I'm very excited for Ultra Sun and Moon. Like, of course I'm gonna pick it up. And if you'd like to see me play through it, I would absolutely love to. I think I'm going to anyway, whether you want it or not. But I'm very excited for it. I think people that are really upset by it for some reason just really they set their hearts up to be broken by it, in my opinion. Like, you expected a lot more than an 8-minute trailer was going to give you. And for 8 minutes, honestly, it was a lot of information to get. You also had the Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. You got the new, new story, everything. You got the new legendaries. And then you have Pokken X. No, it's DX. It's not XD. It's not Coliseum. That was another thing people wanted, was like Pokemon Coliseum Switch. But the handheld games have become Coliseum, so like those games are probably never going to come out again with the 3D models and everything. So Pokken XD, or geez, DX, sorry. Director's Cut, maybe? Or something else. So that's going to the Switch, and then Pokemon Gold and Silver are coming to the Virtual Console, which is awesome. It's awesome. Because Red and Blue and Yellow recently came out on the Virtual Console, and they did very well. And they allowed for Pokemon from that generation to be transferred all the way up to today. To today's games, and it's been, I mean, I think that was one of I always forget their names, maybe Ishihara, the original creators of the games. Like, they really wanted that to be the case, where the Pokemon from your first game can travel with you throughout time. And it was between generation 2 and 3 that really didn't allow that kind of connectivity. So you really, like, the Pokemon that you had in your first playthrough were lost to time, I guess. And with this now, speaking of lost to time, no. Xander was so good. Friggin' Slowbro. A Slowbro is what I lost to. I forgot that I'm a poison type, and he was using confusion, and I was talking about Gold and Silver. The least interesting part of that trailer. And I have a Nona right. Nope, I sent you in. But just wrap him. Just go away. Go away, Slowbro. Go away, you ghost murderer. Gengar's really a ghost now. So, if you couldn't tell from the layout so far, that Gengar is now gone. And we can never fill that slot with anything else. And that's really sad. And I loved Xander. Xander was... he was given to us by a man. A man gave him to us for money. I just want to end the episode. I'm going to end the episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to go bury my ghost. In the next episode, we'll finish up the SS Anne. We'll have a battle with our childhood rival friend. And then maybe we'll take on a gym and lose some more Pokemon there. Anyway, again, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe for the newest episodes of this and I guess live reactions to more Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon news. I'm just a lot just went through my mind. No more Gengar. Alright, I gotta bury him. I gotta go. Goodbye, everyone. I'll see you guys later.